And welcome back to the channel, and in this video we're going to be replacing the fuel filter on this Toyota Corolla 2.2 D4D. The first thing I've done is put a battery charger on there, because when you replace the filter it will create an airlock in the fuel system, and this will mean that the engine will need to crank over quite a lot before it's going to start. So if you don't do this, you'll be doing this possibly later once you've replaced the filter. If you are attempting to do this at home, just be mindful that when you do brake the fuel system and introduce air into it, it can make the car very difficult to start. So the fuel filter assembly is tucked away just down the back there, so we'll need to remove this and this first. To remove the top of the fuel filter, you just unclip here, 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 and there's one tucked behind the back there. Once it's loose, you should be able to prise it off this tube. So to remove that, it's just got like a pinch clamp on there, which I've just removed with my fingers. So disconnect the electrical connector down here. Just pinch and pull. And then we've got to disconnect the fuel pipes here, here, here and here. I'm going to use this to stop fluid leaking away. I'm going to remove the air cleaner box just to give him a bit more access. Two 12mm nuts to undo the mount. So that's the assembly removed, and now we just need to replace the filter. So I've removed the water drain plug from the bottom of the filter and just allowing the fuel that's in the filter to just drip out before I remove it. Also at this point we can see that this filter has been replaced before. It says MAN air filter, so it's not an original Toyota filter that's on there. This vehicle's quite old and I haven't got any history of this being replaced, but it has been replaced at some point. Here we can see the drain that I removed to empty the diesel. Just going to pop that back in. There is a little nozzle on there, so if you wanted to use a tube to drain that, it'd be a little bit tidier, and I guess that's for something to be done in a workshop environment. Also, when you go to be refilling the or starting it, you'll need to be pressing this. Just wanted to show you that in a bit of better detail when it's not fitted to the car. That will prime the fuel system. Okay. First thing we need to do is remove the bottom part of the filter. Just remove this bit first from here when you remove it, because otherwise it will twist the wires up. There we go, that's a bit removed. And then it should turn off by hand, which it is. There we go. So just comparing the filters, looks like I've got the right one. There's a seal there that you mustn't forget to fit. Comes loose on this one and it's probably just been pushed into place there. There you can see the business end of it, all of the filtration bits in there. So I'm going to fit this end onto the filter housing first, just make sure the seal has got some diesel on there so it's lubricated. Just needs to be hand tight. So I've gone ahead and put the fuel filter housing back in, reattached the fuel pipes. Using those IKEA sandwich bag fixings stopped the fuel from leaking, but also it's a good visual reminder which pipes go to where. You could sort of colour on those if you weren't sure, put some paint on there just to remind you, but the pipes will really only go in one position, so it is quite hard to fit them back in the wrong place. Refit the electrical connector, and I've just got to tighten up these bolts and refit the air filter housing and duct. Then we'll just need to prime the fuel system. So I've already primed the fuel filter. As I showed you before, you just push that down until it gets hard. I've checked that all of the fixings are all back on as they should be. Fuel pipes are all tight, fuel filter housing's all back on, hoses attached, and got a good state of charge in the battery, so we're just going to go ahead and start the car now. So that went better than expected. As you can see, didn't take a huge amount to get the vehicle to start up, and was running fine. Thank you very much for watching. If you could like and subscribe, it will help me to make more videos.